Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium Final Cuts. In the last episode, we finally helped Sona finish her project, and I think now it's time to talk to everyone around here. And well, there's a couple of quests or tasks we have left with a bunch of them, so I'd like to see if anything changed now.
Yes, what is it?
Nothing new with Sona, I think. Let's talk to Egghead and see if he's got anything for us.
A better deal! Yeah! Medium car!
The words echo magnificently throughout the nave. Whoa, that was a crazy sound we heard before.
Yeah! It was awesome! And scary! Very hardcore!
His voice booms through the chamber, then gets silent.
Too hardcore, in fact! I couldn't control it! At all!
What happened?
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left! Starts compressing itself and everything around it! Completely fills up the headspace! Extreme!
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
What if this is the answer to Fun Egg's jam? We could use the sound for the bass.
But how?
What do we have around here to achieve some sort of parallel processing?
Well, we need a lot of interfacing for that, and our interfacing is trash, but at the maximum we can have. And currently, I think we can get to interfacing if we equip the gloves. These. Will that be enough to be not terrible
A better
anymore?
deal! Yeah!
70%.
Medium car!
Ugh. I mean, I know fully well that it might not be possible to unlock this anymore after I failed it. It might be, but I don't know for sure. The problem is, I also don't think I'll be acquiring many more items that will boost my interfacing by a bit. So I think we're actually just gonna go for it, and we're gonna see what happens.
Bzz, bzz,
Yep,
bzz,
failed.
goes the track in the background, never ending. You can't grasp what's missing, but you can try to make something up anyway.
Whereof one cannot speak, one ought to remain silent.
The young man bobs his head to the music, much as before.
Well, just means we have to hope something unlocks the white check later. Andre, you happy now?
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000!
He waves his hands in an unbelievably lame, non-hardcore manner. No, I cannot imagine 10,000 people in here. Probably not even 1,000.
Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too.
He looks at the imposing black box in the corner that's churning out the sound.
Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective?
Tim, how would you name the club?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Estelle. Ideas from another level of consciousness.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
Crabman, you up there? I want an idea. Sona, do you have an opinion on this?
I don't.
Good.
Fair.
We have too many opinions anyway.
Noid, your 2 cents?
The amnesia.
Not bad.
Like I can't remember the name of the club, Amnesia.
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys.
Egghead, you must have a lot of ideas.
Yakukata! Yakukata! The place to be!
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else?
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega!
No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
Estelle, what would you suggest as the name?
How about something simple? Like the club?
Rejected?
Too modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rave.
You've shut down a lot of ideas so far, Andre. Your turn.
The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking it.
Says the girl with the microphone.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
Well, okay, I think I've come up with a name.
You have? Well, what's the name?
No truce with the Furies. I guess we just gotta go with Disco Elysium, don't we?
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
The past is the future, but the future is dead.
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
And short. And memorable.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
A light beam washes over the dance floor, bathing it in violet blue.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat.
Andre, what are you doing?
I'm dancing.
I have my doubts about that. He performs yet another strange pattern of moves, but it doesn't look very cool or modern. Honestly, it looks kind of lame.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing?
We should talk about it. We should talk about your so-called dancing.
Yes, my man.
He jumps up and down with glee, his moves punctuated by the stroboscopic flash of the club lights.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with moves? Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better, but the beat is still so weak. What if you rerouted the terrifying audio assault that the lead programmer's microphone setup picks up through this compressor?
Maybe. But I've been meaning to ask you, what's with the hair?
It's to express my individuality.
Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure with the fused together spikes, but it looks like he's balding.
Or is it because you're balding?
Or because I'm balding, yes. I want to fuse the remains of my hair together before it leaves me. I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think I am. I'm 20.
How old are you, Andre?
Not 20.
Is it important for you to be an individual?
Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes.
Fair enough.
Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway,
No words, just dance.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form to bring this strange music into life. For now, such ferocity of motion is beyond you.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
Leave my brain limbic system.
Puts a grin on your face just to think about it. Even a failed attempt gets the juices flowing and repairs some of the damage done by battles lost. If you up the dose and truly dance, who knows what will happen?
We'll probably never find out.
goodbye, officer.
Unless I get really lucky. A cell.
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. And yes, I'm being more like Contact Mike, alright? Don't even bring it up.
But Contact Mike is...
No. I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control. Sauna, the programmer, She's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much, and the crab man hasn't shown himself, thank God.
Now, can you tell me about your associates?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favour. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Sona.
Ah, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time. But earlier today, she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
What about Tiago?
Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters. I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
No, he talks to Noid? What for?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
What does he do up there?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do, yell up at the tower?
Yes. Thanks. About the others?
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Andre.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organiser.
What has he organised?
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent. I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know?
On life?
Yes. Anyway.
Is Andre your boyfriend?
Yes.
Oh. Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Noid?
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forburg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Elysium. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
Yes.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that, in a shop somewhere.
What kind of mindset is that?
He abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself.
And you?
Sir, I abide by the law.
A strange feeling. Like before, when you caught her lying better than she should have. Every now and then, something feels off about the way she speaks. She doesn't exactly change tone, but you feel as though there's more about her than she lets on.
What is this pilgrimage you're talking about?
It's just something poor Forburg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock, or as much as possible.
Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't what be?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Let's say I haven't been down Boogie Street.
Okay, then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
I might just do that if I make it there alive.
Yeah.
She says, then opens her mouth like she's about to add something, but doesn't. Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
What's the deal with Egghead?
What do you mean?
What does he think he's doing when he yells all that stuff?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
He told me as much, but what exactly is a party boy?
Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offence if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
No offense taken, go on.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
He looks around a little embarrassed of the enthusiasm of his interjection. Where's he from? How long has he been with you guys?
Actually, we don't know where he's from, or who he is, really. One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachon. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines... There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City.
She nods.
Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine. People are sweet.
She says quietly.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two.
Who do you want to
Alright.
know about?
Actually, do tell me about yourself.
Me? Again?
Yes, I forgot. Tell me about yourself.
I told you, I'm a silver bird.
What does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
There's more to you than you let on. What am I not seeing?
All right,
She picks up the tape recorder and looks you in the eye.
there is.
But I'm a police officer. You have to answer me.
Is there a law that would stop me from lying, though?
That would depend on the circumstances.
The lieutenant taps his foot. Fair enough.
Thank you.
All
Sure.
right. Lloyd, what about the signs?
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
He looks around the hall examining the carpentry.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority.
You don't say.
You really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. Estelle using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass. Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
I'm a corrupt cop, Kim. This is a corrupt scheme. Better here than that tent. It wasn't safe.
Okay.
The lieutenant keeps it laconic.
What he means is, you're right, actually. The tent was a safety hazard, and this place was deserted anyway.
Lloyd, what do you think about the church?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
He rubs his hands together. You say that as a carpenter yourself?
I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me into a reckoner and a leveller. Made me a bit manic, you know. I regret the time I dedicated to that profession and that worker collective. I say things more as a member of the hardcore side dance community these days.
You're not going to ask me how I knew?
Why? You're a cop. I carry carpentry tools.
There. How old do you think this church is? Over 300 years?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude, the sea, perhaps something more fundamental. I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
His voice echoes in the wooden cavern of the church. Something more fundamental? You mean the sound anomaly?
Maybe they were unable to face the nature of the world, perishing.
What style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmongerer. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
Okay, and what is DeLorean architecture like? Don't say like this.
Total. Everything
Okay.
between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
What would a DeLorean building look like?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical. Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Marriage shit. Virtue and tyranny.
This church isn't painted white as far as I can tell.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside. Before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green moss. It was probably white and gold, with light red flower motives. Part of you, assumed to be lost to nerve damage, knows this style to be Ubi DeLoreanism.
Is there such a thing as Ubi DeLoreanism, or did I just make that up?
True. The herdsmen of the Ubi Sunt Islands came here on the first boats. Their flowery version of DeLoreanism could be what we're standing in.
The Ubi are known for their partiality to socialism and sheep. They come from an island called Ubi Sunt, the only place in the world that has a question mark in its name. You should be able to remember about Ubi Sunt, but all that's coming to mind is the sheep.
That's a great name. What did you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, Cop Man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sensed that she could no longer see them and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
What you're saying is you're not a big fan of the inocentric system?
A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history, built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
The way he says it, the force in false core, is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
And you propose dance music will supplant the system?
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
You know what this kind of stuff goes well with.
I don't need to be a narc. Your pleasure response is more like, just wondering if he has any. How do you like the glass work?
I don't. Fuck her giving me the evil eye.
I'm getting some real negative vibrations from her too.
No wonder. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love.
Mass murder on the floor!
But she's pretty. Who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days? True, to an extent. Would you say she was, human?
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
Yeah, they hate this too.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
The young man lets go of the suspenders and they hit his chest with a slap. Who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days?
No one says Arno van Eyck is a mass murderer. The Anodic pioneer Rietveld is not a mass murderer. He is not accused of mass murder. Likewise, no one says Jermaine Egghead or Andre are mass murderers. You can live entirely outside that suspicion. Billions of people go about not being guilty of mass murder. Just not her.
Okay. I do feel there is something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
Say nothing, stare grimly into the distance.
The speed freak looks the same way. It is dark there in the back of the church. For a moment, the music echoes strangely.
Alright, done talking about her.
What a strange choice of words. Caustic. Overflowing with negativity. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
Nothing, everything's okay.
But it isn't. And you shouldn't come back to this anymore. This should be the last time. Stop talking about that damn window, please.
Okay. How are you settling in?
Hard to say, Copman. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced. I did get to talk to the Crabman though.
You mean Tiago?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
What do you mean?
The man picks up on stuff, and he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him.
What did Tiago tell you about the church?
The Crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
What's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the Crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs. Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church, surrounding it, to contain it.
I don't get it. Contain what exactly?
I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what this sonar person is looking for and trying to measure.
He nods toward the woman.
It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
What makes you think Zona's going to fail, especially after she's succeeded already?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
I found a doomed commercial area in Martinez proper. Maybe it's the same thing the Ubies were trying to contain?
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
You think there's any merit to the theory?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not even a thing we can answer, Copman. Even I have limits. I'm a limited psi person.
Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about.
Maybe you can figure things out, Copman. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
Why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
Oh. What are you suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex?
No, politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat. This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory, but I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Probably in Grad.
Does this mean you are mentally ill?
Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenise people. I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill, a suspicious element.
Tell me more about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray, far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's only our shit. We should make better use of not being animals, or cereal grain, ourselves.
What's bad about cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things.
Yes, having food is means to an end, but the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
Well, that was certainly stimulating. I want to ask you about something else now.
His eyes flicker.
You mentioned true life. What would that be like?
A life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. In others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
How would you go about returning to this true life?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face. His eyes burning. His comrades look on worriedly. Rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
Sort of like fascism then?
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
I didn't mean it as a bad thing.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
You keep mentioning hardcore. What does it mean to you?
Utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration, just so you know.
Thanks, Encyclopedia. Useful as always.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
Hardcore!
His friend shouts from behind his mix table with a smile surpassing your own in wideness, a total moon face and eyes full of naive wonderment. That was vague. Dedication? Something else? Superlative?
Maybe you're being too specific about it. Try consulting with your spinal cord.
So you're advocating a noise-based society?
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
Let's change the subject.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Internalize the hardcore aesthetic. Don't just nod along, really feel it.
Aggressive,
We're not feeling it.
monotonous, but also somehow sacrum, primitive, yet futuristic, like a machine, man. Nothing exists but the here and now. All are one purpose. All you've managed is a list. The parts don't form a whole.
What's with the clothes?
They're hardcore.
That's it?
They're just clothes.
I thought there would be more to it.
It's just a style, you know. Normal hard style. Anyone can wear it.
Alright. Anything more I can talk to him about this place?
Dead body, spirit entered.
No,
What? Sure.
there isn't. Alright, noise. I think I've talked to everyone in here now. This just because I've gone for everyone again. Does Egghead have anything more? Anything more to say?
That's a deal! Yeah!
Ah, yes.
Medium car!
Chances are now slightly higher. Andre's compression algorithm. Go on.
Here's an
Nope.
idea. Say what you said before, the exact same thing. Or wait, say something that's only marginally different. It will yield a drastically different outcome.
I don't know the technical term, but it needs less zoot zoot.
Yeah! Pump up the bazoot bazoot!
It's hard to say for sure, but the digital throbbing seems ever so slightly louder than before.
Alright. Andre, anything new for you?
Oh, hey, man.
No.
Goodbye,
Alright.
officer.
Okay then. That's the church dealt with then. And somehow the game has fixed itself, by the way, if you remember from last time, where I only needed to click once to run and twice to walk. Back to normal now. I feel like I might just turn on caps lock to revert it, because I'm already used to it now. And I prefer running with one click, actually. Once you're used to it, it's just easier. So what was next on the list? Get into the bathtub. This may take a while. Well, mainly it takes unlocking the white check again. Climb the ladder to the roof. Where exactly was that? It was a white check. But... felt ladder, there it is. Savoir faire. Challenging. Does that mean I've already missed it once? Probably. Got 3 skill points, so I'm using 1 for savoir faire. And I think we're going back to the ladder. And we're attempting another teleport.